going over some stories involving Liv Morgan and Charlotte Flair. Liv Morgan has missed the last few episodes of Raw, but there is a big story surrounding her. Charlotte is off TV for a while, but also has a lot going on. Let's start off with Liv Morgan. Only a few months after returning, it seemed like WWE was once again clueless with what to do with Liv Morgan. But several weeks ago, we got the very first hint at what seems to be Liv's new direction. That direction being a reunion with Ruby Riott. We talked about that potential reunion and storyline a few weeks ago, but there's been one major thing missing from the story, and that's Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan still hasn't been seen on Raw, going on 3 weeks now. Last we saw of Liv Morgan, Ruby Riott was trying to talk to her, but Liv walked off. That's what led us to all the Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan discussion. But ever since that first backstage interaction between them, we haven't seen Liv at all. There's a lot of rumors going around about Liv Morgan's absence, especially after she just disappeared at the start of what seemed to be a new story for herself. Some rumors are claiming that maybe WWE has her sitting at home for a few weeks because she was probably next to someone in the WWE that tested positive. Or maybe she's just at home because there's no role for her in show. But you just can't help but notice that Liv has been missing again for a while. I personally think I'm leaning more towards the side of her being at home as a precaution because it doesn't seem like a creative issue. WWE clearly had a story for her there with Ruby, but who knows? Maybe her absence really could be story related as well. Since the few weeks that Liv Morgan has been missing, Ruby Riott has been taking on the Iconics all by herself. The obvious prediction there is that Liv Morgan will realize that she has to help Ruby Riott against the Iconics. So maybe that's what we could see in the coming weeks here. Liv Morgan may not be on Raw, but her name was still brought up by Ruby Riott on Raw Talk. Ruby had this to say about Liv Morgan during that show. A lot of people say that I dumped Liv. That's not it. I was gone 10 months. When I left, I was the leader of the Riott Squad. And when I left, I saw Liv flourishing. She was thriving. She was becoming her own woman. And I didn't think that she needed me anymore. And that made me mad. Sometimes I fight with my fists and not my feelings. I don't know. Then when she beat me, I realized that maybe she didn't need me at all. Since then, I've been down on my luck. I haven't been able to secure a win since I came back. It's complicated. I can't. I've tried to get a hold of her to talk, but I can't. So I actually really like these comments from Ruby Riott because it really cleared up some things and showed the current mindset of where the character is at right now. When Ruby Riott first approached Liv Morgan backstage, I think many viewers shared the same reaction. They were all talking about how it doesn't make sense for Ruby to be all friendly towards Liv because they had previously spent the last few months in this deep feud. So when you watch that segment back, you understand why Liv Morgan walks away from Ruby. Ruby really hurt her over the last few months, especially when Liv Morgan's face lit up during Ruby Riott's return. But Ruby turned on Liv and laid her out seconds later. So you understand Liv's feelings and why she doesn't want anything to do with Ruby Riott. But now during Raw Talk, we see what seems to be a babyface turn for Ruby Riott. She's admitting that she was jealous seeing Liv Morgan have success on her own. Ruby explained that it wasn't until Liv pinned her that Ruby realized that maybe she handled everything the wrong way and wants to apologize to Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan obviously isn't trying to hear anything from Ruby. She walked away from her on Raw, and it looks like she isn't answering any of Ruby's messages. Liv Morgan did respond to that Raw Talk clip and had this to say on Twitter, tagging me because I'm supposed to listen. So it seems to be that the story right now between the two is that Ruby Riott is trying to come clean about the mistakes that she made with Liv Morgan. But Liv isn't trying to hear anything from her at the time being. We know that obviously Liv Morgan will forgive her in due time, and the two of them will reunite as a tag team. Liv Morgan may have been absent from Raw over the last few weeks, but she's been very active on Twitter with her usual cryptic tweets that has everyone speculating and trying to crack the hidden message. It all started with this tweet from Liv. She had this to say on Twitter. I know what I did wrong. I wasn't myself. Obviously, we don't know for sure what Liv is referring to, but many assume she's talking about WWE. Things really picked up again with this cryptic tweet from Liv Morgan. October 14th, 2019. Soon, all will be revealed. So, why this specific date, and what will be revealed? That's the question we've all been trying to figure out. But the fans did discover a few things. October 14th, 2019 was the date that Liv Morgan was drafted to Raw during the draft. Liv Morgan never appeared that night and would return a whole 2 months later, but it's still a bit strange for her to mention that night. Fans also pointed out that October 14th, 2019 is also the same night that Seth Rollins burned down the Firefly Funhouse. Many fans still have lots of theories about Liv Morgan and Bray Wyatt, so they found a way to connect Liv and Bray together with this date. The Firefly Funhouse was in fact destroyed on the same night as well, but that's all that really happened during that night. Remember earlier in the year, Liv had another tweet that said even though she wasn't on TV in 2019, that doesn't mean she wasn't in front of a camera. We still don't know what that tweet meant from a few months back, but everyone got the feeling that maybe WWE filmed the network special that followed Liv Morgan around in 2019. Maybe the documentary ends with October 14th, 2019, the day she was drafted back to Raw. We don't have any clue, but that's all the clues we have so far about Liv's cryptic tweets. Even with Liv's absence, there still seems to be a lot going on with her, so we'll keep a close eye out for that story. This is a great time to remind you to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. A large amount of our viewers still aren't subscribed to the channel, so if you enjoy what you see, make sure to hit that subscribe button below. Let's get back into it. So let's talk about everything going on with Charlotte Flair. Last time we talked about Charlotte, we were discussing some of the insane rumors that she could possibly be out until early 2021. There was a lot of conflicting reports at the time, with some saying she'll be gone for 6 weeks and others saying 6 months. Ric Flair also had an interview where he made it sound like Charlotte was taking a long time off. He revealed that Charlotte had a lot of companies looking to work with her, and that she was even working on getting a role on a TV series. And when I heard TV series from Ric Flair, I started to believe the 6 months report even more, because a TV series is gonna take a while to complete, especially in a time like this. Charlotte finally responded to all the rumors that were going around and had this to say: "Yes, I'll only be gone for a few weeks. They can still play things on the WWE network to keep fans thinking about me, but utilizing my social media will be the most important while I'm gone. No one is going to miss me. They're still going to feel like I'm there," is basically what I'm saying. I'm gone, but I'm not really gone. And shortly after that, Charlotte did make a comment on social media pages that started up a lot of discussion. Charlotte had this to say on Instagram: "You think my success is related to your failure? How delusional." Charlotte didn't tag anyone in that post, but it's obvious who she's talking to. Charlotte is talking to the women in the women's division. It's a whole topic that the fans bring up from time to time as well. Fans will say things like, well, this superstar isn't getting any time on TV because Charlotte is always being pushed, and many other things like that. Ric Flair also touched on those same sort of comments from fans during his interview, and told the other women to step up right now since Charlotte is gone. They can't say that they aren't getting on TV right now because of Charlotte, because she's not even there. So that's what Ric Flair and Charlotte both responded with. Charlotte was basically asking how her WWE success is leading towards another women's failure. It's true, lots of fans blame Charlotte for holding back the other women. But like Charlotte said with her comment, how does her success equal another woman being held back? And she sees that as a delusional comment. I don't think Charlotte is really to blame. Sure, she's heavily featured on TV, but I think it honestly comes down to WWE and the creative team. They're the ones that really determine if you get a match on TV or some promo time on air. It's not like Charlotte is back there listing names of which talents she wants to hold back. The fans' view on the issue is that since Charlotte is featured so much throughout the show, she's actually eating up a lot of time that could be going towards other WWE women. But Charlotte and Ric Flair don't want to hear that at all. As Ric Flair says, he wants the women to go out there right now and show him that they're better than Charlotte. We'll have to wait and see if anyone does take on Ric's dare. What are your thoughts on Liv Morgan's cryptic messages and Charlotte Flair's message for the women's roster? Leave your comments, don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.